A gay Ohio teen is suing his high school after school officials prohibited him from wearing a t-shirt that said, "Jesus is not a homophobe." First Amendment questions aside, is the shirt accurate? Yes and no. While it's reasonable to assume that Jesus and his fellow Jews in first century Palestine would have disapproved of gay sex, there is no record of his ever having mentioned homosexuality, let alone being repulsed by it. The Old Testament is more explicit. In Leviticus, it is declared an abomination for a man to lie with a man, an act for which the punishment was death. It's quite possible that attitudes would have been less draconian in Galilee, the region in northern Israel where Jesus spent most of his life, since it did have a reputation for political autonomy. The Judea of Jesus' time was ruled by the Romans, who, like the Greeks before them, accepted homosexual relationships in some contexts but not others. Male citizens, for instance, could sodomize male slaves or prostitutes, but not the other way around. Still, Jews of the time tended to be less sexually permissive than either the Romans or the Egyptians, so same-sex relationships were probably often of the don't ask, don't tell variety. Jesus' best-known pronouncement on sexuality comes from the Gospel of Matthew, in which he condemns divorce except in cases of adultery. He also exempts eunuchs from the requirements of traditional marriage, a passage traditionally interpreted as referring to celibacy, though a few scholars take it as a sign of tolerance toward homosexuals as well. Even if Jesus viewed homosexuality as a sin, he was arguably more likely to reach out to gays than shun them. After all, he likened sinners to lost sheep needing to be brought back to the fold.